Speaking of stadiums and infrastructure, though, back in 2010, South Africa hosted a historic FIFA World Cup, and today the stadia that were built and upgraded remain in top condition. And that is why it is no coincidence that SAFA showed interest in hosting the FIFA Club World Cup as well as other key global events. CGTN Sias Plessis has more.
South Africa enjoys a proud history of successfully hosting global sporting events, such as rugby, cricket and football World Cups. A decade on from Africa's first FIFA World Cup, which many regard as the best yet, stadiums like the iconic F&B Stadium, or Soccer City as it is affectionately known, the venue for the opening and final in 2010, is being well maintained and governed in accordance with the city of Johannesburg.
We manage these stadia on a full financial risk basis. So that entails us looking after the venues and reporting back to the city on a monthly and a quarterly and a yearly basis on progress with maintenance and upgrading.
The Cape Town Stadium, the Moses Mabhida Stadium in Durban, Ellis Park in Johannesburg and the Peter Mokaba Stadium in Polokwane continue to be well looked after and remain attractive options for hosting events even 11 years after the infrastructure and upgrades implemented by FIFA.
I think the 2010 World Cup legacy left a lasting impression, and worldwide we're still reckoned as a country of choice and venues of choice to host big events.
Many of the FIFA World Cup qualifiers involving teams from the continent have taken place in South Africa of late, without any hitches and with positive feedback from the authorities at CAF and FIFA, boosting the reputation of the Rainbow Nation globally.
We've hosted in the last 2 months a lot of the African nations we've hosted at our venues with their World Cup qualifiers. And I think we're privileged in our country, and sometimes some venue operators see that as a nuisance, but that accountability, looking over your shoulder, ensures that we've got venues, world-class venues, capable of hosting events immediately.
There's no doubt that the COVID-19 pandemic has had a massive impact on the ability for stadiums to generate revenue. But to the credit of those in charge of the stadia across South Africa, they've been well maintained and still to this day, 11 years on from Africa's first ever World Cup, remain capable of hosting global events at the drop of a hat. Sias Plessis, CGTN, Johannesburg, South Africa.